This is where we do our events. The cave is very old. And as you can see, it's quite extensive. And we have our bar here. And that's important to know. And it's also important to know I'm the bartender. But you can only get your drinks 3 ways here: blanco, reposado, and añejo. And maybe añejo. Salud.
Salud. Doesn't take much for the Tequila Traveler to hit the road. Today, we're in the Distillery La Fortaleza, otherwise known as Los Abuelos. This distillery is all about tradition. Let's go find out why.
Bienvenidos a Cava Fortaleza. As you know, thanks for coming out to Tequila. Thanks for being here in the heartland of the appellation. This is where it all started. Our little distillery was closed by my grandfather in 1968. It's a very small distillery, but as you know, we make tequila the old way. I was a young boy. My grandfather took me to the fields, and he would teach me about the agave. And one day we were walking in the fields. I was maybe 6, maybe 7 years old. And we were walking through the fields, and he was telling me how the agave grows and how it develops, the work we have to do to it to get it to maturity. And he stopped and he reached down and he picked up a handful of dirt and he put it into my hands. And he said, un puño de tierra. And he put it in my hands and he said, esta tierra es la tierra de mi padre y es la tierra de mi abuelo y es la tierra del agave. Siempre hay que cuidarla, porque esta tierra es la sangre de nuestra vida. And I'll never forget that. Since I was a small boy, I knew I was going to make the best tequila that there was ever made, because I'm making it the way my tatarabuelo made it, my great-great-grandfather. And very few people get this opportunity to walk in the footsteps of their abuelo, bisabuelo, and tatarabuelo. Well, this is our little distillery, and the whole process starts here in the oven. Walls are about 1 meter thick. And this is where we'll cook our agave for about 30 some hours using steam. It's the old methodology of cooking, gives you the best tasting agave. The difference in a very large distillery would be the milling operation. They use automated mills, which would mill what we mill here in a day. They'll mill in about 10 minutes. But the automated equipment leaves a different taste. Of course, the fermentation in the wood also imparts a distinct taste, as does the small copper pot distillation. We'll make at the end of the week, we'll make about 2,000 liters on a good week. So we're very, very small batch. So my guys work a 12-hour day. They like to work. There's not a lot of jobs here. I've asked them many times, should we put in the mills? And they say no, the taste will change and their jobs will go away. Because one automated mill will do the job that I have 5 people doing today. But we like this taste that comes out. As you can tell, it's very, very tasty, very smooth. Now we have our own agave, but we also buy from the small farmer. Because it's important, the small farmer that's around here, there's a lot of people that plant the sides of the highways. They have little plots and we buy from them because we got a small distillery. If you're going to do this kind of labor on this kind of agave, you need to have the sweetest agave there is.
You think there's 4 aspects to make a traditional tequila. Tell me what those 4 are.
It's very important that the distillery owns that brand.
Sure.
There's over 1,000 brands, but there's only 150 distilleries.
And how many of those are actually making tequila?
Everything that goes in our bottles was made in our distillery. It's not made in somebody else's distillery and put in our brand name. The second point is that you can visit the distillery, so you can see what they're doing. So if you like to schedule a tour, you can go see it. There's distilleries you can't go to see. Why? You may even see sugar.
That's true.
So that's the third one.
Well,
is the mixto tequilas, which are made from 49% other sugars. Well, that's not tequila to me. It needs to be 100% agave.
The fourth?
And the fourth one,
Drum roll.
The brand has one note. So they don't make
So
any other tequilas.
They don't make 500 brands out of that
So basically,
distillery.
when you go through the gnome description, it's only gonna have their name on it, their name on it, their name on it. If it's gonna be Reposado, Blanco, or Negro. So that's it, the 4.
What a bouquet, huh?
Oh, so wonderful.
Well,
Beautifully sweet. Okay,
salud.
salud. Oh, so good. Oh, so good. It's very, very smooth. There's no bitterness at all, obviously. A little Blanco. Real sweet. There's already characteristics of what Los Abuelos has, for sure.
No bad bite
Nothing.
and no bad aftertaste, right?
All the way down.
Well, that's what the copper pot distillation provides, the brick oven, the old style of milling, and the old style of fermenting. This is what it brings.
And this hasn't even been rested at all.
No,
this is
it's right out.
Right out of it. Right out. This is wonderful.
Sour Blanco. Salud.
Salud. Oh, wow. That's so good.
Fine sipping tequila.
I'll take a bottle of that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming by. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Que tengo miedo perderte y perderte después.
My office is in our museum on the Central Plaza of Tequila. Is where my bisabuelo was born, and very few people get that opportunity. So it's really a tough job.
It is a tough job for you, Guillermo.
But you know,
Wow, it is a tough job.
it's a really tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
On that note, this is a Tequila Traveler saying, we'll come see you if you love tequila and the passion and the tradition.
You're the most interesting man in the world.
Ay, papi, your pistola es so grande.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. One day, my engineer told me we need a spectrograph. And I said, what the hell is a
What the hell is a
spectrograph?
spectrograph?
He says, well, it's to measure to make sure the coloring's the same. And I
Wow.
said, what do you mean the coloring's the same? And I said, well, he says, because a reposado can have different colorings from the different barrels. And
It's
I
like a
said,
grayscale or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, we don't need no spectrograph here. we don't need no badges.
It's a
We
variety.
don't need no spectrographs.
You
here.
don't need none.
Whatever comes out of our barrels comes out, that's what we bottle. Man, where's your tequila, man?
Salud.
Because here in Mexico, he's legal.
18.
When
If
he
you-
gets back to the United States,
If you can see
can't
over the
drink.
bar in Mexico, you're legal.
Salud.